Hi, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. It's time to talk about Extra Life. For our third consecutive year, Christian Geek Central is joining the efforts of Extra Life, a charity organization that raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals nationwide and internationally. The hospitals use 100% of the funds raised to pay for the medical expenses of children facing horrible illnesses and injuries. It was started by a guy managing a gaming website who watched a young friend fight and lose her battle with leukemia. Since then, Extra Life has raised over $14 million for children in need of medical care. I'm heading up the Christian Geek Central Extra Life team, which you're invited to join by going to extra-life.org and selecting Christian Geek Central when you register and select a team to join. Registration, it's easy, it's free. If you join our team, I'll also be here to be your cheerleader, your brainstormer, your support system. I've got email templates that you can use to make your fundraising go faster and easier, and I'll also gladly promote your marathon live stream if you choose to stream a gaming marathon. Now, on that note, it's worth mentioning that technically speaking, you don't even have to do a gaming marathon to participate in Extra Life. Extra Life does fundraising year-round in a variety of ways, and a marathon is just one device that you can use for attracting attention to your fundraising. Donations are also in no way dependent on you doing a marathon or you succeeding at your marathon for a certain number of hours or anything like that. If you do a marathon, no one's keeping track of your efforts. It's all on the honor system, and doing a marathon is just one way that you can draw attention to your fundraising and display your commitment to doing some good for local children in need. That's one reason why I think Extra Life is a great event for Christian geeks. Even though it's not run by a Christian organization, it gives us an opportunity to fulfill the command to care for the poor, and also shows non-believers who are around us that we care about helping people even when we don't have an opportunity to share the gospel with them. And on that note, I'd add that I believe God is sovereign and that He'll reveal Himself to those who are listening, even through work we do that's not stamped with like a Christian quote-unquote label. Extra Life does something else that's really good for us geeks. It specifically engages us in thinking outside of ourselves. Something true of many geeks, certainly true of myself, is a tendency towards self-absorption and kind of seclusion. Not necessarily out of a dislike of others, sometimes out of self-defense due to past wounds we've experienced, and sometimes just because we love our hobbies so much, we're largely content to be left alone with them and not stay in touch with the world or the people that are right around us. Our mental lives can tend to stay focused on kind of our own little story where everyone else kind of is playing a supporting character role, or maybe they're the villain in our story in our mind. It's often totally unnatural for us to think, how can I be the Samwise in this person's story? How can I quietly and humbly be an encourager and a supporter of someone else? Extra Life, I believe, is a great sort of practice in the discipline of selflessness for many geeks who find it difficult to set aside comforts in order to think of others first. And again, I count myself among that group. It involves some personal stretching, since it's a little difficult and awkward to ask people for money, at least for me, even when I'm doing it via email. And yet it's enticing to me because it's a great excuse to plan a special gaming event like a 24-hour gaming marathon. If you choose to do a marathon, you can play any kinds of games that you like. It doesn't have to be video games. It could be tabletop games or party games or whatever, any kind of games. And if you do your marathon, you can do it any day that you choose. You can even break up your quote-unquote marathon into multiple gaming sessions. The default date for doing a marathon for Extra Life is Saturday, November 5th this year, which is why I'm mentioning this event now. November 5th might seem like it's really far away, but it's actually only 9 weeks from now, and it's going to come faster than you think. So if you want to do a marathon that day or even consider it, now is the time, I think, to look ahead on your calendar and talk to anyone else in your life that a marathon might affect, like an employer or a spouse, So I hope you'll consider looking at your calendar and exploring that idea this week. Last year, we had more people involved in the CGC Extra Life team than we had the previous year, and I really hope that number will just continue to grow each year. I'd love for you to be a part of making that happen in whatever way you're willing to involve yourself. For more info and to join our Extra Life team, You can register now at extra-life.org. I would love to have you on board for that and to get a chance to interact with you a little bit more personally, one-on-one, at least via email and stuff, as we prepare to play games and do some good for some people who need it. Thanks a lot. Bye.
No! Dance, monkey, dance!
Wake up. I can't think.
Don't fall off! Oh, bite me.
Good freaking gravy.
Boom! Yeah!
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.